We're usually not off to a great start, but today we're not off to a great start. And guys, I don't want to be a negative Nancy. I don't want to be a Nancy at all. Really, I'm fine being Brandon. But we're not off to a great start. Call me Nancy. I don't know. I'm not starting it over. It's not happening. Not today. Not today. To clarify, guys, I'm not talking about like in general. I feel like we're off to a fine start there, probably. It was the pre-production meeting, aka me just running around and Ashley sitting there typing, and there's really no meeting. It's just me trying to figure out what is going wrong. Mm-hmm. Hey guys, welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. I'm Brandon Birdwell, one half of the Cold Hands, Warm Hearts podcasting duo.
Hi guys, I'm Ashley Engle. I'm the other half. Welcome to episode 117.
Here it is.
Today is the Tuesday after Labor Day, and so the kids had school off today. So it still feels like we're on vacation just a little bit. Just a little bit.
No. Because here's what I did today.
Okay.
Listen.
I am. I've got headphones on.
I welcomed you into my home today.
Okay.
And this is the kind of energy you're bringing into my safe space. I'll tell you what I don't have. No. Bandwidth for you.
So it doesn't feel like vacation.
Here's what I did today.
Okay.
Before I welcomed you into my home, Leo's got an itch on his whole head.
He's right up here next to me. Again, guys, he's here.
Here's what I did today is I was at home working to make money. Okay. And
sorry, he's licking my feet.
Yeah, it's real gross when he does it.
I can't with it. Okay. That's a good boy. Okay, stop.
Yeah, well, you welcomed him into your home, into your foot's homes. No, I was at home working, and Ben was here, and he was on the YouTubes because it's his day off. He just really wants to unplug.
Yes.
And he was watching videos about video games, and about every 30 seconds, he'd come up and be like, check this out. And he'd hold it in front of my face while I was trying to send an email. So vacation is not what it feels like.
Yeah.
Educational, though. I learned a lot about Kirby and Pikmin.
Yes.
And that's it.
We literally just got back into town, and we'll get into that in just a minute. But the closer
buckle up. We'll get into that in just a minute. We'll get into that.
But on the way home, the closer we got to Oklahoma City, the more and more I felt my acid reflux flaring. And that's how much I unplugged these last several days.
It's weird you say that because I didn't know what was happening, but I feel like maybe the closer you got to Oklahoma City, the more my acid reflux started acting up too.
Do you think so?
I think it was.
Are we linked somehow?
Proximity.
Yeah.
It's the closer you get, the more I'm like, need a Tums.
I need a Tums. I've taken several today, guys.
Can I tell you something about me?
Sure.
And this is a fact. I've never taken a Tums in my entire life.
Have you ever had acid reflux?
I've never had acid. Not that I know. Maybe it's just.
You would know.
Well, but maybe it's just how I feel all the time, and I don't know any different.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It could just be. I don't know. And I've never had a migraine, but maybe I have.
Maybe.
You know.
Isn't that interesting to think about? People's pain tolerance and things that people are just used to, sensations in their body, and they're like, "Oh, I've got that too." Didn't know that there was a term for it.
I also sometimes wonder if when you see orange, it's the same orange that I see.
I think about that a lot too.
Or if we've just been told that's orange, and we see your orange could be
brown,
periwinkle blue, or your orange could be chartreuse. Your orange could be orange.
I think about that too. Yeah. What would it be like to walk around in somebody else's skin
Okay, Buffalo Bill.
But
Calm down for a second. Precious. Could you not?
We'll put the lotion in
Could
the
you
basket.
not get us on a list, please? Cold hands,
No.
warm heart, skin suit. Here we come, guys.
No, but to think about that, but somehow retain your awareness while also having the person's skin that you're in's awareness. So then you can say like, okay, this is how they perceive me. This is how they perceive the color orange. These are the sensations they have in their body.
This is how their skin feels if I make a garment out of it.
No, not quite.
Precious.
Not quite. But yeah, guys, anyway, here we are, guys. It's the Tuesday after Labor Day. The kids had 2 days off. The teachers had some professional days today. And so it's been a long weekend, which is always nice. But then you're dropped smack dab in the middle of the week. And then your acid reflux flares. And you're like,
In that order. That's how it goes.
is this
Is this life? Is this what we've...
what we do?
We've evolved to this point. We discovered fire. We made the wheel. We've done so much. But now here we are. Midweek acid reflux.
Title.
Freezing cold. Need a skin suit. Here we go. Here's Brandon and his deeply closeted serial killer sister, Ashley.
Okay, let's not.
Yeah, let's not.
What you been up to this week or weekend?
You saw me the whole time.
I saw you for the weekend.
You did.
And it was great.
It was fun.
Great. Oh. Once again, my perception is different than yours. What would it be like to walk around in your skin?
Your knees will crack. You're gonna have ingrown hairs on your face.
No, thank you.
Okay, yeah. No, it's good. Here it is. Here's my plight. Here's my cross to bear, and here comes Ashley.
If you walked around in my skin, you'd know what acid reflux felt like.
If I walked around in your skin, I would just be burned all the time. I would feel sensitive to the sun. I would
Be aware of emotions all around you.
I'd rather have a breakout all over my face. Give me all of the blemishes to avoid the feelings.
Okay.
The Brandon Birdwell story.
I got a sweet text on the way here. This is off topic, but I want to mention it from my friend Heather C. Also your friend Heather C.
I know her.
It was a picture of Harrison at a light driving, and he was very focused on the road. And she said 10 and 2, even at the light. And I said, I've never been prouder.
He's vaping.
Was
he vaping?
No.
Was he?
My new driver's doing so well, guys. I'm proud of him.
He was just lipping a vape.
He was not
throwing
lipping a vape.
fat clouds.
He wasn't.
Here
Hands
he
at
is.
10 and 2 and focused as focus can be. In the wild. I wasn't even in the car with him. I'm proud. Anyway.
Tell him to loosen up.
So what?
How are you going to put your arm around a babe if you're at 10 and 2?
You're not going
You got to be at midnight.
No.
You got to be at high noon.
No.
And then here I am. one arm around a gal.
Do you know it was so much easier with bench seats?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Come on over here.
Because you're lucky that you have long arms.
Yeah, no,
a lot of fellas couldn't have done that.
Listen, can I tell you something? If ever
About my orangutan arms.
If ever there was a fella who could swing an arm around a gal and say, "Hey," and then she'd be like, "And you are," and I would be like, "I'm your Uber driver."
And you're sitting 2 feet away from you, 2 feet away from her, and your arms can still reach
I won
to the farthest shoulder.
the award for most affectionate Uber driver Midwest 2020.
0 out of 5 stars.
Why? Well, you say that. Here's the thing, and here's the move, though, is he needs to get good at the backup cameras ruined this move. Okay. Because you do the backup and you turn, but you're like, oh, I gotta pop my arm around a gal.
In order to get the range of motion.
Because I'm looking back. I'm swiveling from the core.
And then you just never move your arm.
And then you just turn it right back around.
Leave it there.
Open road.
She never knew what hit her.
And by the time she realizes your arm's around her, you're going steady. By the time your arm's around her, she realizes it, you're engaged. By the time she realizes she's your main squeeze, baby, and whelp.
0 out of 5.
No, whelp. Here it is.
No.
I guess we're going to the Carmike 6 movie theater to see Biodome.
Uber didn't exist back then, Brandon.
Yeah, but my Uber game did.
Okay.
Lady.
So how was your last week? I know I saw you over the weekend, but did anything of note happen during the week? Well, you did have a show at the Resonant
Go ahead.
Head.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Here she is. Guys, this brought to you by the Oklahoma Department of Tourism. She knows all the spots.
I do.
Yeah, I did. I played some music with some very talented people. I was asked to play a little solo set at a guy named Johnny Morell's.
Like the mushroom.
Nope.
I love a morel mushroom.
It's spelled differently, but I'll tell you what, he had all the umami of a morel mushroom.
Yes.
And then some.
Yeah. Just a special je ne sais quoi.
Could grow even in the shadiest of conditions. This fella. No, he's a fella out of Tulsa, and coincidentally enough, is related to your dear friend and my dear friend Heather. He's
Heather B?
Yeah, he's married, some along marriage with the husband's side.
No way.
With Travis's side, yeah. Huh. Anyway, small world. So him and then
that was so high pitched, and I'm sorry.
And then a band called Robbers, which is spelled Raabers, which is a real Oneaters situation.
Yeah.
But they're good.
Yeah.
They're both are good. Johnny Morell's good, but Robbers are spectacular. They're going to be something. They're real good.
I love that.
But yeah, and so I played some music there and got to meet some. It's always fun to play on someone else's bill because it's a lot of the people are people that don't know you ahead of time. Right. So it's a fun chance to play music for people that might not have heard you otherwise. So got to sell some records and meet some folks and all the things. So that was fun.
All the things that you enjoy.
All of them.
Music, merch, and
go ahead. Find another M.
Meeting folks.
Okay. Actually, you could have just said meet.
Meet.
Music, merch, and meet tour with Brandon Birdwell. I just come on stage. I play one song. I say, I'll be over here at the merch table if you need me. And then I just start throwing ribeyes into the crowd.
Grilling some ribs.
I just come out with a necklace made of linked sausage.
Sausages.
I'm the Mr. T of meat.
Yes.
I feel like Mr. T is probably the Mr. T of meat, but I'm second. Anyway, so that's what I did that was Friday. Yeah.
So Friday after school, we took off. Well, first I want to back it up because I feel like last week I talked about something that I got to do directly after recording, which is serve as a judge for some auditions. Guys, it was for my friend Heather, who is an elementary school music teacher. She's putting on a production of The Little Mermaid Junior.
Junior?
Junior.
No way.
Basically condensed.
Okay.
So this is for 4th and 5th graders. So I posted up with a music stand with my sheets that had my scoring system on it.
Sure.
And I sat there and guys for 2 hours.
Crushed dreams.
No. I smiled and nodded through I don't know how many auditions. Guys, these kids were so earnest. I teared up a few times. I was so proud of them. I don't even know them. It takes so many guts.
Many guts.
To stand up and audition. And they were singing songs from the show. They were singing Les Poissons.
Someone sang Les Poissons?
Yeah. Yes. All the people auditioning for Chef.
Oh. Well,
Chef Louis.
That would make sense.
I know. There were some good ones too.
Well, then they did the accent and the whole deal.
The whole deal.
And the he, ha, ha, haws.
And it was so cute to see how they each put their own little spin on it.
Little zhuzh. And then it very applicable for this particular role is little je ne sais quoi. That little something.
It's a little something.
Hey, don't.
Sweet boy. So yeah, it was really sweet. And I really did. I had to quickly blink back my tears a couple times because I didn't want to freak out the children. But I was so inspired by them.
But I still did.
They
freaked them out. I just in other ways.
But it was really sweet. And then it was really tough coming to the cast list because there was so much talent and so much just eagerness,
guts,
earnestness, and so many guts. Earnest guts. But anyway, it made me excited. I can't wait to see the show. Okay, then I went to the North Open House, which we talked about. I did not go in costume.
Loser.
Do you know what I found out? And this is fascinating to me. If you take AP English at Harrison's High School, which shall remain nameless.
You just named it a minute ago.
No, I didn't.
Open house. You said it in the sentence with open house.
I'm not going to name the high school, guys.
High.
If you take AP Spanish in high school and then you take and pass the AP exam, you get 12 hours of college credit.
It's awesome.
At some area
In
universities.
Espanol, you said English, then you said Spanish. Is it English?
I'm so sorry, Spanish. AP Spanish.
Is he doing it? Do it.
Well, it remains to be seen. Right now he's in Spanish 3. So he's got 3 and then 2 more following that. And then he has to take and pass the AP exam. But that's so many college hours.
It's like a whole semester.
I know.
It's a whole semester's worth of hours. He could
Pretty
just
incredible.
go to college and do nothing for a semester.
Man, that sounds great.
That sounds great.
I bet my reflux would just be eliminated.
Done. Out of here.
College years, yet doing nothing.
You could take a Tums, or you could take 6 months off of doing anything.
Yeah, I take option 2.
Same. I've never had a Tums.
Have you never taken a Tums in your life?
I've never taken a Tums in my life.
Chalky.
They seem so chalky.
Fruity. Chalky fruit.
I had a real heavy sprees phase.
Not even close to a spree. So much drier.
They're shaped like a spree.
They're shaped like a spree.
Oh, gosh. I also had a real big esprit phase where that's all I wore.
Did they make men's clothing?
Nope. I just like the cut.
Boys' clothing.
I just like the cut. Here's the thing, guys. It's hard to find a men's shirt that bears my midriff appropriately. It's all muffin toppy down there. Here's what I need. Is I need something sleek, right? Something to hug these curves.
Esprit.
Then that's what it is. Get out of here, Lulu. Take your lemons and go home.
They do make men's clothing.
I don't need to talk to you, Vuari. I don't need to hear anything that you've got to say. Also, Kate Hudson with your bargain bin stretchy pants that you're selling on the socials.
Let's not. Oh, you know what? Have you ever tried those? I haven't.
No, but I'll tell you this right now.
Speak to it.
I can see.
Can you?
I can see with these peepers that those aren't gonna hug these curves like Esprit's gonna.
Okay.
I need acrylics that'll catch on fire if I walk too close to a hair dryer. Yeah. I need unsafe garments from the 80s that bear my midriff. Here's the other thing about Kate Hudson.
I like Kate Hudson.
I don't.
Oh my gosh.
No, but
Sponsor us, Kate.
here's why.
I do.
I quite like Kate Hudson. Do you think I haven't seen Fool's Gold more times than I can count? Almost Famous? She's wonderful.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
I actually think of all of the celebrities walking around, Kate Hudson seems like one of the most fun ones to hang out with.
Agree. I think she's great.
But here's why I hate her.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Because she's got a podcast with her brother.
I know.
And everybody who would be listening to us is listening to them.
I know. We're not even going to say the name of it. Look what you've done.
Hey, Kate Hudson.
You've lost us this
You and your brother,
thing.
Barnaby, what's his name?
Oliver.
Barnaby?
Oliver.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm not
name.
coming for some of her listeners. I'm coming for all of her listeners.
Good one.
Cake. I challenge you to a pod off. And then maybe I'll need to back up the car and throw my arm over your shoulder. I don't know. And maybe it'll stay there. And
Why don't you throw in a couple pair of your leggings?
And then maybe
for good measure?
and then I'll try them on. I'll do a fashion show. But not before I pop a little backup moves on you.
Okay.
And then you'll have to figure out how to lose this guy in 10 days. Good luck. Because you'll be Brendan's partner. You'll be Brendan's partner. Oh, Cake.
Oh.
It's going to be fun. We're going to be buds. What is it? Bridal Battles? What's that movie?
Bridal.
With her and Anne.
Bride Wars?
Anne Hathaway.
Bridal
Wars.
Bridal battles.
Bridal battles.
I don't know.
Anyway, Cake.
It's
Ditch Oliver, and let's make this like a 3-person pod.
Whatever. He's trying to push me out, and he always has.
Hi, guys.
Since day
I'm Brandon
one.
Birdwell. I'm one half of the Cold Hands Warm Hearts, 1/3 of the Cold Hands Warm Hearts Cake Hudson podcasting trio.
You've never wanted me. Your goal was always to be siblings with Kate Hudson.
I'm using you to get
And
to
you-
cake, which is what I said to the people at the snack bar back when I was a kid. Listen, I'm using you to get to cake.
I know. It is so cool outside right now. It's 79.
I took a walk this morning and it was
Delight.
wonderful.
I know. Asher has a football game tonight, and I'm super excited to sit in the stands in this weather and watch him play.
It needs to get crispy outside. I ordered my first cardigan of the season.
I was with you when you did it. I sat next to you when you did it.
So excited to put it on.
What color is it?
There's lots of colors.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is it a cardigan of many colors?
Call me Yosef because here we go.
Oh, no. Is it like a Southwester pattern
I don't know.
to go with your shorts?
You might want to throw me in a pit once you see it. Like they did with
Is it striped?
Joseph. It's not striped.
Is it?
It's like patchwork.
Man, you got a twinkle in your eye.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait.
I have a
can't wait
twinkle
to
in my
see
eye
it.
that I only get when talking about hideous garments I've purchased. Oh, it's going to look so great under my overalls. Over my overalls. Overall. Guys, I'm entering my hideous
Is it
garment
soft?
season.
Entering? You've been...
I don't know.
Okay.
If Bezos and his cronies are to be believed, it's okay.
Okay.
And so it's shipping. I'm a Prime subscriber, so it should be here today.
Okay.
And I'll tell
I
you guys.
don't mean to brag,
I don't want to listen, guys.
but I'm a Prime subscriber.
They don't give that status to just anyone.
They do. If
You
you're
gotta
willing
know.
to pay.
No. You gotta know somebody at the top.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, so guys.
Can't wait.
Oh,
I'm entering into sweatshirt season, and that's
same.
all I need.
It's the best.
Hoodies, a crew neck sweatshirt.
I like a crew neck.
So after school on Friday, we picked up the kids and headed to the lake for the weekend. As I say, it was a long one. We watched some college football on Saturday. It started up again, which is a delight.
It did start.
Even if I'm not paying attention to the games, there's just something about having a college football game on in the background.
Oh, sure.
And you're like, oh, it's fall.
Yeah, well,
You know?
it's we're in that period where it's not quite, but it's signaling like that we're entering into it.
Yeah. And I could not be happier about it.
Fall flavors.
That was gross. We're doing a family fantasy football league. I feel like Asher is the driving force behind this. You're invited to participate.
I've got 2 other leagues going. That,
You will participate in the family fantasy league, or you'll have Asher to answer to.
I'm not afraid of your child.
I need you to be part of it. Hope and I are doing a team. Our team is called We Hope Everyone Has Fun.
Is that what
We
the
just
team's
hope
called?
everyone has fun.
I
That's
haven't
what our team
named-
is
I
called.
haven't named my team.
Are you going to participate?
I accepted the invitation before you did.
Well,
I was
didn't
in the
know
league first.
I didn't know I was invited, but I am. And you're going down.
If you keep messing with that microphone, it's going to come off the thing, and then that arm is going to swing up. It's going to catch you in the head, and you're going to have an injury, and you're going to have to quit this podcast, and Kate Hudson's going to have to take over. And so keep messing with the
That's
microphone.
what you've always wanted. But we got to do our draft soon. All I'm saying is look out for Hope and for me.
I'm one
'cause
draft
we're,
in,
We're taking
and
you
I've got
down.
another draft on Wednesday that I can't actively engage in because I have an appointment. So I'm going to have to just auto draft.
Random.
And can I tell you something that's going to happen when I auto draft? It's going to be better than me actually drafting because I'm not good
Right.
at this. My first draft I did, they give you a scorecard, like a report card on your draft. I got a B.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah,
I've got some research to do before the draft happens.
No.
I do.
don't do it.
I do.
Don't do it.
What do I do? Do we just draft on their names?
Just do Tom Brady
He's
every
got-
round.
He's got a nice smile.
Sure. And you know what would be funny is
Warm
if
smile.
you did that, like,
Kind eyes.
love their colors, like stuff like that, you'd win the league.
Okay. That's
Because
what I'll do.
if you try to overly strategize, it's just go with your heart.
Okay.
Follow your heart.
Okay. I'm gonna do it based on kind eyes. And our team is, we just hope everyone has fun. So I'll keep you posted on how that goes. But here's what was the most delightful thing about this weekend. And it was kind of a surprise. We didn't know this was going to happen until a couple days in advance. You had a show in Carlton Landing, which is a beautiful lake community on Lake Eufaula. It is not where our lake place is located, but it's close. So you had a show there you were invited to play on Saturday evening.
I was background noise there for 2 hours. That's what I was.
Listen.
No, I play those kind of gigs all the time. It's getting to play music and hang out, and that's the gig. I enjoy it.
It was lovely. So you guys arrived on Saturday, immediately started raining very hard.
Yeah.
And we weren't sure if you were even going to be able to do your thing. But we went over to Carlton to watch, and Ben and Lindsay came with us, and they had this whole thing set up with like food trucks and booths, and there was like some shopping you could do.
Don't bury the lead. There were inflatable games.
There were inflatable games. There were bounce houses.
Don't bury the lead if there's a bouncy castle present.
There was a bouncy castle. But it was raining when we first got there.
That's what I love, is that there are so many... As a musician who took a lot of years off of music and then started doing it again, and then it just kind of started picking up. So I'm like, I'll keep doing it because I love doing it. A lot of musicians take it themselves very seriously and will not, like, if there's a bouncy castle at their gig, that is immediately not hip enough.
They're going to pack up and head out.
I'm out of here.
Keep your money.
If I look and I see a bouncy castle, I'm like, all right. Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. I'm playing a gig next weekend where last year when I played it, there was a drone dropping prizes on me while I was playing. Like literally in the middle, I was playing a song, and then over on the PA, I just heard, all right, now it's time for the 245 prize drop. And then all of a sudden over me, unmanned drones, numerous, fly in. It's like Terminator 2 Judgment Day, but with suckers.
Yes.
Terminator 2 Judgment Day, but
Dum-dums.
with whoopee cushions and sticky hands.
Did you catch one?
I mean, I got hit by a bunch of them. I had free hands. I was in the middle of a song, and they literally dropped them on me as if that was the plan all along. I got carried, but instead of pig's blood, it was a bunch of pencil erasers.
Yes.
Here he is.
Well, what I loved at this particular event was there were children. So it's a lovely little venue called Festival Lawn, and there's a little stage that's covered. So you were up on that.
Yeah.
And there were families about, kids in the bounce castle, people getting, food from the food trucks, and kids were in this field doing gymnastics,
so much gymnastics.
So many gymnastics. I would say a good hour.
Got a bunch of Zemeskals running around out here.
Seriously, a lot of front walkovers. I saw kids fall right on their heads and get right back up over and over and over again.
Because they don't feel.
No. And, but there were a lot of like balls being kicked, soccer balls.
I had to return several.
That's my favorite. When kids would kick the balls on the stage and you would just kick them back.
Yeah. I mean, what am I going to do?
Then I got a video of you. I believe it was your last song of the night or one of them. You were playing Hallelujah.
Yeah, which is always just a hilarious song choice to me. I think it's so funny to play it at these things. It's so serious. I just like to drop it in.
Meanwhile, the juxtaposition, I might post it on socials for the listeners, but some little gals had gone to the tent, the prize tent, gotten their free popcorn.
Because there weren't drones. There were not drones at this. So
no
they had
drones.
to physically go get their own prizes.
They had to go get but there were glow necklaces and bracelets.
Yeah, sure.
These little gals had formed a jump rope out of their glow bracelets.
Ingenuity right there.
And they were doing, it wasn't double dutch, but they were doing a massive jump rope situation.
Sure.
Right in front of you playing Hallelujah.
And
the juxtaposition, guys, it was awesome.
You guys know how when you go to like a Coldplay concert,
I do,
and they have the lights that they distribute around the crowd and they correspond with the music.
Yeah.
Same thing, but not. Same thing, only different, and not weird at all. My favorite, I don't know if I've told this on the pod, but my favorite moment, I like I said, I think playing Hallelujah is just a funny kind of way.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, but it's also kind of a funny way to troll the crowd in the right moment, because it's like if it doesn't fit the vibe. And sometimes you get bored in these long sets, and it's like, I'm just going to do something funny to myself. One time I was playing Hallelujah at a place, and people just kept cheering really loud and like inappropriate points of the song.
Right.
And I was like,
it's inappropriate to cheer at any point in that song,
and I was just like,
guys.
are people just really vibing with Hallelujah? But I turned around and I realized that the Thunder game was on the TV behind me. And they were just cheering for that.
Yes.
Not for me. You got this. I got playoff basketball going on. I got this sad sack singing in front of me. Where are the glow necklaces? Daddy's got to jump.
Turn it up.
Turn it up.
That's amazing. Here's what I appreciate about you. Anytime you're doing a gig like this, here's what I appreciate about you as a musician, because obviously you're my brother and I appreciate so many things about you.
Ew.
This is what I appreciate at this kind of a thing. You are really good at reading the crowd, reading the room, and tossing in music that you think they'll enjoy. So what I loved, this was very much a family event.
Yes.
So you had children everywhere. You had parents holding babies. You had dogs. There were dogs everywhere. A bounce castle. And you played No Diggity.
Yeah.
And I thought, how's this going to go over? And I see several dads holding babies, dancing with their babies.
Yeah, no diggity.
And then the moms come out and they start dancing a little bit. And the parents were digging it.
But here's how
Because these were our people.
This is
these millennials and these
it's a medley that I do.
Yeah.
And you brought the moms up because here's the thing. You get the dads moving with No Diggity.
Yeah.
And then just when the moms feel like it's the dad's time, you go right into No Scrubs. Oh, yeah. And then the moms.
And that's what you did. I saw a mom going like this to her kid.
And then the moms, they don't want No Scrubs.
No.
They don't. The dads, they're No Diggity's over. What are we going to do? But the minute that No Scrubs ends, we bring everybody back together with I Want It That Way.
Yes.
And everybody
That's what you did.
understands. And then at the very end,
It's the trilogy.
take it back to No Diggity and bring it home.
That's what I said. I was sitting with my friend Julie because she and her family have a place at Carlton, so they met us there and we were eating. And Julie had never heard you play in a situation like this where you just do fun covers and read the crowd and things like that. And she was loving it. And then I was like, oh my gosh, it's a mashup. We're back to No Diggity. That's exactly what you did.
We call it a medley.
Yeah.
We don't call it a mashup because
that
this is not an episode.
unsophisticated?
I'm not Mr. Shoe.
Okay. This is not Glee.
Was that his name, Mr. Shoe?
I don't know.
It
I
was Mr.
wasn't
Shoe.
a Glee.
Who played him? Matthew
Gleek.
Modine? It wasn't Matthew Modine.
No.
Matthew McConaughey.
No. Anyway, it was so fun. And shout out to your friends who came out to see you. Jeremy, Johnny, Chris.
I saw a buddy named Zach come up.
Our friends Doug and Julie.
Zach used to live in my neighborhood, and his street obviously was different than mine, but his address numbers were the same. So I used to get my mail all the time.
And that's how you guys met each other?
No, we went to school together, but it was funny that after we graduated school, he got my mail.
That is kind of fun. But yeah, Doug and Julie and their daughters Ryan and Rayleigh were there. And it was just a fun family atmosphere. Mom's friend Susie came out.
I did. I saw Susie.
And I had some delicious food from a food truck called Butter and Brine. If you guys ever see them out around locally, definitely get in there because, man, great wings, great fries.
They haven't paid for this advertising.
It was so good. It was just a really sweet event.
Sure.
And I hope you get to play there again because then we'll get to go and hang out at the lake.
They were very nice and very had kind things to say afterwards. So I think I'll probably go back out at some point in the near future. Yeah.
It was wonderful. And then you guys stayed and we hung out on Sunday and it rained super hard for a little bit. But it was awesome.
If I can be honest, I actually kind of loved that it did that because I like going out and doing the lake things or whatever, but I wasn't really feeling going and doing.
Yeah.
So to have a built-in excuse to not do it's all I want in life. Yeah. Is an excuse to not do things.
No, I would, but the weather.
I would, but I can't. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm that guy who someone's like, hey, can you come out to my bat mitzvah? And I'm like, oh, I'm busy that day. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, I haven't even told you what day it is. And I go, what day? And before they can even finish, I go, I'm busy that day.
You've done that to me. Yeah, I know exactly what that is.
I didn't even attend your bat mitzvah. I wasn't even there. I was at a quinceañera down the street.
Were you?
Yeah, because they're way more fun.
Yeah.
I've never been to either. Don't know.
Don't know what to say.
I
went to a bar mitzvah once that was pretty fun.
I feel like it just seems, how could it not be fun? It seems so celebratory.
Right? What a delight.
The food looks great.
Music, dancing.
The only thing about a bar mitzvah that I don't like is that some other boy gets hoisted on a chair instead of me. Why can't this bar mitzvah be about me?
Because you're 40
I like to show up.
and not Jewish.
Strike two. Here he is. But I am a mensch. And that's why.
Okay. I deserve to be lifted on a chair.
Guys, could we organize...
No, absolutely not. For so many reasons. No.
I don't need it to be. I just need to be hoisted on a chair by our listeners. That'll make me feel better than Oliver.
I mean,
Why does he get everything? Why does Oliver get hoisted on a chair?
I don't know.
Because he's Cake's brother.
I don't know, Oliver.
I'm stuck with you.
Well, I'm never hoisting you on a chair, so quit wishing for that.
Man,
Your birthday's coming up. Guess what you're not getting?
Can I tell you something that's probably good is that during when I would have been prime bar mitzvah years, unhoistable. I don't need that kind of embarrassment at my bar mitzvah. I don't need it. Let's just have a birthday party and call it what it is.
What did you do for... Oh, hayride. Because Jeff and I chaperoned.
Yeah, because I needed a truck to support. I needed a flatbed. You can't hoist me on a chair. I need a flatbed pick 'em up. Here he is. Happy Halloween.
Jeff and I had just started dating, and my mom enlisted us to chaperone your party.
Which is the weirdest.
And he still married me. We've talked about this.
Hey, Ash, will you bring your new boyfriend to chaperone Brandon's joint hayride birthday party with Candace?
And Heather did
I didn't even
too.
get my own birthday.
Because that's how we used to do it. Then, listen, more bang for the buck. Check off two birds with one stone is what we said. Yeah. I had many joint birthday parties. It was actually a really great strategy.
And the problem is...
Parents used to do that during the Great Depression. You ever seen Cinderella Man?
No, but this party sent me into a Great Depression.
No, it didn't. It was so fun.
Here's the thing.
You shut your face.
The gal that I had the joint party with, infinitely more hoistable than I was. So who knows? Maybe she was off somewhere getting hoisted on a chair. I'm sitting here...
in a bales of hay.
Getting bed bugs, just whatever's happening.
Brandon, it was such a fun
Happy birthday
party.
to me and Candace. Happy birthday to you and Candace. Happy birthday to you and Candace.
It was a great party. And also our friend Heather
hope
was
you're
there.
not allergic to hay. It was like when Dwight did the hay place on The Office, but instead it was my birthday party.
It was a great party. You know why? Because your chaperones were tip top.
Yeah, well, that's what happens.
We kept all those middle schoolers from sneaking off into the trees. We did. We were on it. Anyway, Sunday, again, it was rainy, but we made some delicious ribs. We watched
They were delicious.
We watched Trimmers.
Shout out, Jeff. They were delicious ribs.
They were. And why Trimmers was the movie of choice?
Because Jeff had a wild hair. He just decided.
I'll never know.
I loved it. Like...
With the kids and everything.
Because so here's the thing.
Okay.
The last time I recall even discussing Trimmers was when we were meeting you guys in Hilton Head.
South Carolina.
And we had a much longer travel day. We had delays and things, and they wouldn't dream of delaying Jeff Engle. So you guys made it on time. You made it early. And so we were like in an airport, just
Jeff Engle, king of the skies.
Seriously, he really is. We call him El Avion. We're in an airport, just in a delay, hating life. It's just a long day. We're tired. You know the feeling.
Yeah.
You don't know the feeling. Not since you married El Avion, but not since tu esposa es El Avion. So
I'm queen of the skies, but only when I travel with Jeff.
no, otherwise you're a pauper.
I am. A washerwoman
Oh my gosh.
of the skies.
There she is. You just develop an kind of accent. Come sit with the great unwashed, aka your biological family. Here we are.
My favorite thing is to joke about Jeff's travel because it's the best.
I mean,
It's
seriously.
so true.
Dude, plastic cups and Cheez-Its for me and mines. Here's Jeff's lobster thermidor and Qantas PJs. Only the finest silken garments for El Avion.
It's true.
And I walk up to him, just, please, sir, I have some more. Sir, behind the curtain, sir. This is a space reserved for, people that aren't you.
Oh, it's so funny.
So we were in an airport. Well, you and El Avion were already at the destination, and he sent a video of you guys just all sitting there, cozy as could be, watching Tremors. And I've never wanted anything more in my life than to be there watching Tremors with El Avion. Yeah. But nope.
Cozied up with the blanket.
I wasn't even in like a lounge. I'm standing outside of a Chili's too.
With the riffraff.
I'm on a 45-minute wait for an awesome blossom. Having the worst day of my life.
And ever since then, Tremors has held great significance.
It's the brass ring that I've never been able to grab.
Until this weekend.
Guess why? Because I was allowed in. Because I was with somebody.
It was Jeff's call on the movie, guys. He was trying to mend things with Brandon. Did it work?
Oh, yeah. Well, for me, it did.
Doesn't sound like it.
Well,
you're still being negative, Nancy.
The thing about Jeff is he knows how to just give you just enough. It's like the best vampires don't kill their victims. They just bleed them just enough to keep them alive, and then they continue to feed off of them.
Oh.
Okay.
What a horrible thing to say about my husband.
Sounds good, Ms. Skin Suit. Really?
Listen, it's spooky season.
It's spooky season. Let's start skinning people.
Listen. Well, you guys came home yesterday afternoon, and we stayed one more night. I woke up yesterday morning, and you guys were already gone.
Bye.
I rolled out, and you were gone.
Bye.
Didn't even tell me bye.
And beat the traffic.
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did. And so we came home just now, just before this. It was a great weekend, and I unplugged so very much, which is such a delight. But then you guys think I'm kidding. On the way home, the closer we got to home, the more the reflux was flaring. Did I have one acid reflux flare up this whole weekend? No. Did I eat foods that would have warranted a flare up? Yes, I did. I had butter and brine.
Sure.
I had chicken wings with a little spice. I had ribs. I had fries. I even enjoyed a beer at the Carlton Landing, and I didn't get reflux once.
Well, I wonder what the deal is.
And speaking of reflux.
Go ahead.
Welcome.
Speaking of the Ashley Engle story. Speaking of reflux.
I never had acid. I had it in pregnancy.
Me too.
Briefly at the end. No, you did not.
I've never been.
And then just recently it started creeping back in. It is the worst. And I'm taking measures to try to keep it at bay. But I'm telling you it's related to stress.
I've never had it.
I don't want to talk to you about this anymore.
You're the one who did the Speaking of Reflux segment.
Welcome to Youth Slang Corner.
Okay.
I have an update for our listeners.
I got the heaters in my chest.
You know the word
That's how they say reflux.
Oh, is it the heaters in me chest?
The haters in me chest.
That's not.
Oh,
that's not youth slang. You know the word sigma.
Not the use. Yeah, they say
what does it mean?
It means good.
Here's what it means according to Urban Dictionary: a popular, successful, but highly independent and self-reliant person, typically a male, one step above an alpha male. It's a lot of words.
Yeah, but that's just making stuff up, because
you can do that on Urban Dictionary.
Quite literally, an alpha in the animal kingdom is like
tops.
He's got the heater in his chest. He's the number one. He's tip top. He's the Oliver. Mm-hmm. The Sigma's the Brandon. Here he is.
Sigma's above.
Omega boy.
He's the Sigma.
Beta wolf.
Okay, but I learned a variation on it. This comes from Asher. Who knows? The word Sigmer is the girl version. And I thought, that's not true. And I looked it up on Urban Dictionary. Here's what it said. A woman associated with a dynamic group of fun and fabulous collegians that's always the life of the party, or girls just wanting to have fun.
Yeah, she's the drunk girl who falls off the table.
No,
that's what a
my
sigmer
son's in
is.
middle school. I mean, she could be in a collegiate setting.
And that's what it is she was up on the table like, I was at a party, and then she falls and goes, Sigma! And that's what happens.
Not in middle school.
Oh, no, I'm updating Urban Dictionary as we speak.
That's just a girl who wants to have fun. So I don't know if it's the equivalent of a sigma.
So Cyndi
Probably
Lauper.
not, because patriarchy.
Cyndi Lauper was a sigmer then.
Totally.
She just wanted to.
She still does.
She still does. Mm-hmm. My favorite clip of hers when she goes, who is this Cyndi Lauper girl and why is she so unusual?
I love to listen to her talk.
She's great.
I like her.
She's great.
Sponsor us, Cyndi Lauper.
She was on the Celebrity Apprentice one season, and it was right when the Harry Potter, Wizarding World of Harry Potter was getting introduced, and they did a whole segment from there, and she was in charge of shepherding people through the wand process.
Oh.
And she was Ollivander? She clearly had never seen or heard anything about Harry Potter, because all she could summon from her knowledge of Harry Potter is she kept running around the room going, muggles and wizards, muggles and wizards. That's it. She just kept saying it. It's like, say something else, Cyndi Lauper. Muggles and wizards. She said it time after time. She didn't stop.
Yes. I wonder if she knows about Harry Potter now.
I doubt it.
I would love to.
I don't see Cyndi Lauper spending her time caring about what's going on at Hogwarts.
You don't think so?
No. Not with all this rebelling against her father, Captain Lou Albando, from the video. You remember him? He used to be a pro wrestler.
Do like her.
You don't.
Speaking of Urban Dictionary,
go ahead.
I think we may have done this a long time ago. Did you know that you can type your name in and a whole definition will pop up?
Oh gosh. Mine just says Sigmer.
And this is probably true for most names. Again, I was trying to remember if we've done this before, but even if we haven't, people can update. Because did you know you can submit anything to Urban Dictionary and a panel will have to approve it?
I can change anyone's Wikipedia.
I know. It's wild, guys. Don't use Wikipedia as a source for your research papers.
I did it for an entire independent study in graduate school.
Well, that's before,
every source was Wikipedia.
That's before we knew.
That's
when you know better, you do better, Brandon.
That was back in the Wild West when you could just get away with it.
The internet was
infancy.
Not
infancy, but it was like a sweaty teen.
Right. We should have known better.
Didn't. Don't. Still don't. Probably don't. Never will.
Okay. All right. So here is the latest definition for Brandon.
Okay.
Brandon is probably the only type of guy who's extremely attractive.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Urban Dictionary. Go ahead. Guys, listen. Have I ever told you how accurate Urban Dictionary is? Have I ever told you how if ever there's anything you need to know about anything, you should go to Urban Dictionary because it's 100% accurate? Go ahead.
Brandon is probably the only type of guy who's extremely attractive, but also not popular at school.
Guys, have I ever told you that Urban Dictionary is right like 50% of the time? That like...
Not popular at school, nor hangs with popular guys. Everyone thinks that all the girls are after him and he uses them all. But the reality is that isn't true. Brandon is the type of guy you know you love, but confuses you all the time.
Okay.
You don't know if you're special to him or if he says these words to every girl.
I mean...
He's an Uber driver who puts the moves on all his passengers.
I like...
0 out of 5.
I like 80% of that. I subscribe to 80% of that.
So that's the latest for Brandon. Here's the latest for Ashley, Ley. So that's Brandon, D-O-N.
The correct spelling.
Okay. Well, you have a dear friend with an E-N.
He spells it wrong. I literally tell him that almost every chance I get.
Nice.
He's a wonderful person.
He is. That wasn't his choice.
But here we are.
Right.
Spelling our names wrong.
Well, and Ashley is spelled so many different ways.
There's one way to spell Ashley, and it's A-Y-C-H.
H.
L-E-I-G-H-E-Y. Ashley.
Okay. This is the name of the girl that will forever change your life. Ashley's the most beautiful, adorable, pretty woman in the world.
But not popular at school.
No. She's smart, funny, silly, and a bit of a klutz. I wrote this. Once you meet an Ashley, you won't be able to take the name out of your head. Everything will be Ashley.
So I know why you picked this segment now. So you could be like, Brandon's handsome, but he's a liar and he's confusing. But also, nobody cares because he's not popular and he doesn't hang out with popular boys.
And he tells the girls what they want to hear.
Anyway, Ashley's perfect in every way. And
a bit of a klutz.
You go, sometimes she's a little bit clumsy, but she'll change everything for the better.
Have you cooked or eaten?
Meanwhile, her brother, what's his name? I can't remember. He's not popular enough. Oliver, that's it.
Have you eaten anything or cooked anything good lately?
I made a steak. I made steak yesterday.
Did you sous vide it?
No, grill or did it in a cast iron pan and then finished it in the oven. Perfectly cooked. Made some mushrooms with a balsamic reduction.
Morels.
Oh, yes. God. No, I went foraging in my free time.
Yes. I ate some good beef jerky recently. It was the Old Trapper's old-fashioned beef jerky. That is a good beef jerky.
Old Trappers? Yeah. Old Trappers is good. It's top tier.
Yeah.
Best traveling beef jerky. Have you had Hard Times beef jerky? It's the best.
Okay. What makes it the best? Texture?
Texture. It's super fresh. It's like small batch. It's expensive, but
sure.
Every bag also includes a toothpick.
I do appreciate that.
Isn't that a great touch?
That's a great touch.
And it's a dual-sided toothpick. One side's the sharp for the poking, and the other's like a brush. It's like a little, you get in there and do some excavating.
What's it called again?
Hard Times.
Hard Times.
Hey, Leo.
This weekend, I made my tomato soup, which is actually Ree Drummond's tomato soup.
It's delicious.
It's really good. And I even had to improvise. I didn't have all the stuff I normally have. It's still pretty good.
Didn't even have tomatoes.
That's what I made.
I don't even know what that was. Morels.
That's what I made for you post-gig.
It was very delicious.
Soothes the vocal cords.
It was a welcome change to the normal quesarito post-gig.
Yes. Okay, how is your algorithm?
It has evolved from just Oasis news to...
I've been getting a lot of that, thanks to you.
Because it's exploded. Do you remember the whole Britpop era where we talked about it over the weekend, where Blur and Oasis were like competing to be the best band in the UK?
Yeah.
I went down that rabbit hole, and so now I'm getting a ton of Blur versus Oasis stuff.
Is Blur still around?
Damon Albarn, who's is Blur basically, like he's like the main songwriter, main guy.
Okay.
He's the guy that split off.
That.
He's the guy that split off. Well, you're welcome. He's the guy that split off, and I bet Oliver doesn't know this. Split off and started Gorillaz.
Oh yeah, love Gorillaz.
So he's still around doing that.
Oh.
And I think Blur's maybe done stuff here or there, but they're not like still doing it.
Yeah.
But I don't think, anyways. But yeah, he's around. He's a very highly regarded musician,
all right,
especially in the UK. But anyway, a lot of that, which is interesting, and a lot of it's like comparing and contrasting their styles and how they, like the one I saw today was Damon Albarn on stage getting hit with an egg, and he just paused for a second and goes, "That was a good shot." And then there's a clip of a bottle, like a plastic bottle, hitting Liam Gallagher and him freaking out and challenging the fan to a fight.
Oh gosh.
So it's stuff like that. It's like comparing, but it's fun to watch. I don't know. I like it.
Okay.
Britpop.
My newest one is Granddad Sings TikTok. And he is the most precious little man, seemingly from the UK. And he just covers songs in his sweet little voice. He covers a lot of Taylor.
Sure.
It's darling. Guys, every weekend, I'm trying to get back on track with this. We do an algorithm roundup. So send us all of the interesting and weird things that you get in your algorithm, and we'll repost them and share them with the community.
Totally.
What you been watching, reading, or listening to?
Just watched the first episode of the new season of Only Murders in the Building last night.
We're not caught up. We're not.
There's only one out. And there's a second one out as of today, I think. But anyways,
we're not up to date, is what I'm saying.
Oh, well, suffice it to say, it was very pleasant and I enjoyed watching it.
Okay.
Started watching that docu-series on Netflix, Chimp Crazy.
Oh,
It's by the same people that made Tiger King. It's uncomfy. I don't like it, but I'm gonna see it through.
Yeah, I've seen it recommended by a lot of people, but a lot of people are very repulsed by it as well. So I'm not sure.
So I feel like we're trying to recapture the magic of Tiger King.
It can never be done.
It can't be done because it was so absurd, but it was there's never been a more perfectly timed release of anything ever.
Thanks, COVID-19 pandemic.
Seriously.
For nothing else but that.
You couldn't have timed that better. True. Everybody in the world. But anyway, so those are going to be mine.
Okay.
And we've been doing like Jim Carrey stuff with Benny. Like
you had a Carrey fest.
Yeah, we did a bunch of that. So anyways, there's mine.
We started Wednesday. We're very late to the party on that. On your recommendation, we hadn't watched it.
I like it.
Yeah.
I think they did a good job with the Addams Family world.
Yes, world building.
Yeah,
Tim Burton.
I hate when people take a thing that like has its own like cool thing and then just mess it up. Yeah. Don't mess it up. If you're gonna do it,
go all in.
Do it right.
And they did.
And be respectful to the original property. Right. Don't.
Put some respect on the name.
Put some respect on Wednesday's name. She's a Sigmer if ever I've seen one.
She's such a Sigmer. She's the anti-Sigmer.
She is yeah, what would she be?
I don't know. We'll have to ask Asher.
She's an alpha, though. Mm-hmm. She'll get you.
She'll get you. Tiny little thing, that Wednesday. So we're doing that. I've been listening to a great podcast that I talked about last week, but now I'm deep into it. It's White Devil on Campside Media.
It's called How to Make a Skin Suit.
No. Guys, what a story about a woman named Jasmine Harton, who is the daughter-in-law of Lord Michael Ashcroft. But it all takes place in Belize because he owns a lot of stuff on Belize, guys. I don't want to get us on any list right now. But this podcast is enthralling. I highly recommend it. It is really something, and I have no idea where it's going to wind up, but it's true.
You'll never Belize it.
Yeah, well, and they talk about all the Belize puns. Several episodes are Belize puns. It's great.
I was excited.
So yeah, I highly recommend that. Guys, we haven't done this in a while, but we want to ask if you haven't left us a rating or a review, if you could please do that. It helps people find us and it helps us show up in people's searches. And we just appreciate it so much. It's the gift that keeps on giving. What's your warm heart be?
It's a day early, but tomorrow is Benny's birthday, and he's very excited about it. And he's turning 12, which is crazy, but also that's mine.
I love that.
Yeah.
I asked him what he wanted. He didn't tell me anything. I'm going to give him that bag that I gave you.
It's got underpants in it.
It's your underpants that you left at the lake house. They got swept up in our laundry.
I
washed them for you. You're welcome.
I just be leaving underpants.
My calling card.
It's my wet bandits.
Ew. Okay. Mine is just this special unplanned time with you guys. Didn't see it coming, but gosh, it was great.
Punctuated by underpants.
Punctuated by acid reflux.
Dude, Punctuated by Underpants is the title. Hey guys, thanks for listening to Cold Hands and Warm Hearts. I'm Brandon Birdwell, not Oliver, but I'm challenging him to a duel right now on the internet. Get this in front of him.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Oliver.